Ladies and gentlemen, I have something really special for this episode. What I have done is I am going to build an obelisk to all of you guys. So all of you who are watching, all of you who have subscribed, not subscribed, who have stumbled onto this channel and decided to stay or walk away, it's perfectly fine. This is for all of you guys. We are almost close to 100 subs. That's just fantastic. And in this episode, I'm going to make sure you get an obelisk in your honor. Ladies and gentlemen, lovers of war, traders of great renown, I, the Strategic Indian, bid you welcome to my channel, where our motto is think, practice thinking. If you like the content, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment, which will greatly help with the almighty YouTube algorithm. Wars are expensive. Total wars are totally expensive. Therefore, if you would like to, then you can support my armies and cities via coffee or directly through PayPal. Links are in the description below. Other than a one-time donation, those entering the monthly membership tiers can have my Heaven Shaker armies named after themselves and watch with pride as they blaze their way to glory. For the city builder in you, whole cities can be named after you, which will last the test of time herself. Thanks in advance for any and all support. Now, on with the show. So here comes the raid. This is still a Bronze Age raid, so we are ready for it. Our boys and girls are on the platforms, and here goes our outgoing fire. So they are trying to flank, as I can see. However, what I've done is I have closed some sets of doors so that they have to run quite a long way where we still have our people on platforms. So this basically stops them from clumping up. If you close all of the doors, what they're going to do is they're going to clump up in one direction, and they're going to fire everything they have in that sector. However, what this is forcing them to do is that they see a clear path trying to get to our archers, and some of them are trying to break up those extraneous walls that we have put. And there we go, they have all been shot down to the last man, and our boys are celebrating. This is a clear victory. I don't think we even lost anybody. This is a decisive victory once again for the boys of the Ozymandian Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, I have something really special for this episode. What I have done is I am going to build an obelisk to all of you guys. So all of you who are watching, all of you who have subscribed, not subscribed, who have stumbled onto this channel and decided to stay or walk away, it's perfectly fine. This is for all of you guys. We are almost close to 100 subs. That's just fantastic. And in this episode, I'm going to make sure you get an obelisk in your honor. We don't have enough straw and grain because I want to build up a larger strategic reserve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the fruit trees that I have on the far bank of the river up to those stones right there. So I'm going to fit in some flax plants because I will require a lot of flax for plows. I'll require them for compound bows. So I'm going to clear up this area and this little patch of flint that I have over here, and basically throw in 4 plots of 5x5 flax, and I'll cut off some of the trees so that I have enough flax coming in. So we have some flax on this side of the river, and I want to make the near side of the river full of grain, because grain is non-negotiable. Let's just agree. I do say that logs are a very important resource, but you can't survive without food. So we are going to check out how the planting season goes. I'm sure I'm able to plant everything. However, question is, can I harvest everything? So I'm getting rid of excuse me. I'm getting rid of all of the flax on this side, and we're going to put in barley, because barley gives us a chance of 50% more straw. And in the Ozymandian Kingdom, we have a lot of buildings which require a lot of straw. So I'm going to remove one of these 5x5s of MR, and we're going to put in more barley, because food wise we are fine. We have meat, we have got a bunch of fruit trees already matured, so we have enough food to tide us over. However, straw is given by barley, so let's go and get some barley. We're going to continue building up carefully our carts, so that we don't overproduce carts, because we have a limited number of animals right now. We have 22 donkeys and 20 horses capable of pulling carts, so we don't want to overproduce and produce a lot of carts which are just going to sit down and lose durability. I'm going to get rid of that little patch of flint. I don't need flint for anything, but I'm going to get rid of that patch so that I can make a symmetrical flex farm. I'm going to cut down some of these trees. I'm not happy with the flex farms right now because these trees are still there, so I don't put down a full 5x5, which makes farming inefficient. So once I have those trees cut down, I'm going to go in and replant those flex farms. The point is that there's no point waiting for another planting season. Might as well get it done this planting season. Whatever comes in is of course profit. I'm going to continue cutting down more trees because logs, very important resource. And of course what we are going to ensure is that we are able to build up and continue to build as we proceed. Now let's check how many mines we have. I can count we have 4 copper mines and 4 tin mines. That's no good because you need 2 copper for every tin to make 2 bronze, I believe. 2 bronze, 1 bronze. I'll have to check. So I believe it's 2 bronze. So 2 copper plus 1 tin giving 2 bronze. So let's go in a clear manner so that we identify our in a circumference. Let's go in a circumference not very far away and start picking up the copper mines which are nearest to us. So you want to make sure you're keeping a mental map of how far you are traveling so that they don't have to walk tremendous distances. So you want to travel a little bit, turn around and keep moving towards your colony and start picking up these copper mines. We are not going to increase the number of tin mines because tin we will be able to buy from the trader, which is more than enough. And you require less tin, of course. And we require a lot of copper, really a lot of copper. I would actually like to have 100-ish copper on stock so that I can continuously build bronze, so that we can build bronze tools, so on and so forth. I'm not going to take a very far away copper. I'm going to take this copper mine because this is still nearby, and this is going to be the last copper mine. This will be more than enough to tide us over the Bronze Age to the Iron Age. My strategy is that once we get to the Iron Age, we are not going to rush iron tools. I'll outline in another episode what my strategy for the Iron Age is, because in this episode we are still going to be in the Bronze Age, so we have no need to think far ahead, that far ahead. Let's start building leather armor. So leather armor does give protection, not as much protection as iron mail, chainmail. So we are just going to stick with leather armor. I think they have got a 25% block chance, which is pretty good. And we are also on a platform which is going to reduce the hit chance of our boys. So let's say that is another additional layer of defense. And we are behind walls, and we have carefully put down platforms and towers which can't even be reached by the enemy. So if they are in the tower, they are pretty safe. If they are on the reinforced, if they are on the wooden platform, later we can go to reinforced platform. We are going to be pretty safe from incoming arrow fire. As you can see, our buying capacity is just gigantic. I'm going to trade in all the swords and spears of made out of bronze, because I get them for free, donated by by the raiders which are coming in. So we are going to get rid of those items, and we are also going to get rid of copper items, because as soon as I hit the Iron Age, I won't get any value out of copper items. So they go to value of 1, and essentially they are useless. But in this age, in the copper age, I still can sell off copper items for a value of 10. So let's make sure that we get rid of all of these obsolescent items, just like we got rid of all of the dry skin outfits and the bone and dry skins. I'm now going to start transitioning towards roundhouses, starting with these particular roundhouses. These were the very first houses that we built, and the trader always comes and stands in front of the first hearth that you have, or the first building thereafter. So you remember, we built the first 2 houses and then we deconstructed the first hearth. So the trader comes and comes to these first houses, and this is a bit far away, so I don't like it. Therefore, what we're going to do is deconstruct these houses and then force them to come to this hearth that we have, which is very near to the storage capacity that we have built up, and the warehouses, which will allow us to quickly pick up the items that we buy from the trader, and therefore put them in to warehouses. So we are going to get population capped a little bit, because we are going to deconstruct these houses. However, we don't have additional space to build just round houses. We are going to have to deconstruct our normal huts and then put in beautiful round houses. So we are already deconstructing them. We have we don't have any straw. So this is going to get built once the harvesting season comes up. We are very lucky that we are getting raids during the summer season, which is the best season, the second best season for you to get raided. The best season is, of course, winter. But in winter, you can have trouble that if a blizzard hits and the raid is ongoing, then you won't be able to hide and in the huts to recover temperature. So of course, yeah, it's a balance whether summer is the best season to get raided or winter is the best season to get raided. The reason they are the best season to get raided is because we don't have any planting or harvesting to do in those particular 2 seasons. We don't want to get hit in the spring, because we are going to be planting a lot of crops, and of course fall mix no brainer, because yeah, we have a tremendous amount of harvesting to do. Let's increase the priority of these barley that we have built up over here. Look at this beautiful golden crop, and let's see how far we get in harvesting, and depending on that, we are going to strategically choose which farms we're going to keep and which ones we're going to get rid of. Naturally, the farther away farms are much harder to harvest, because the AI, the way it does it is that it doesn't. We have 99 sickles, 59 sickles that we have right now. So 59 people should be going out there, 59 adults, which we have, male and female, going out there and harvesting. However, that's not what they do. What they do is a part of them go out to harvest, say 20, and then they start picking up this straw and going back to repair buildings which require repair. So for example, this hut over here, I'm going to upgrade this to a roundhouse, because there is no point trying to maintain this building in this very critical season when I want them to go and actually harvest. Let's go and have a look at this roundhouse being built. So they're going to pick up the straw, come back and start maintaining whatever buildings require maintenance. Now once they have proceeded a little bit in cutting down these crops, they are going to now go and start picking up all of these crops, which technically they don't need to do. This is not going to decompose right there and then. They survive 2 years. Grain survives 2 years. So I don't understand why they have to go and pick up these things immediately. Next, if there are buildings to be built, they are going to start building those buildings. As you can see, these are of course needed to be done because here we do require it because we are population capped. And this is very nostalgic because the building that you can see being built is the very first hut of the Ozymandian Kingdom. Way back, many moons ago, these were the first 2 trees that we cut down and the first 2 huts that we did. On your screen right now. Nostalgia 101. So we're going to continue building. We are going to ignore this trader who has come in. I mean, we have plenty of stuff, so we are building up. He bought a few cows, so I couldn't catch him in time. So let's have a look at this harvesting and let's see how far we are going to get with the harvesting. So here we can see we are cutting down quite well. Another thing, once they are harvesting, they get sad because that doesn't bring them much joy. Work doesn't bring our toons much joy, but yeah, what can you say? It's just like most people on the internet sitting on empty work. Right. So we are not cutting as much flax as I would like. Also, the very far away farms are still not being touched. There, you can see they're already taking out sleds and carts to go and harvest, to collect all of these cut grain and cut hay. Yeah, I wish they would just cut down and do the harvest. That would be, too much to ask, I guess. But no, they have to go and start collecting all of these stuff which is cut out. I can understand if children went out and collected stuff and brought it back, but yeah, even adults are doing that. Even with carts and sleds, that's still not a good decision in my opinion. I would rather have the harvest come in. Flax, so instead of wasting this time, I would rather have them cut flax, which is still not going to get cut. I don't think so. And these 2 farms at the very end, they don't even get to touch. So might as well get rid of them because there you see, we didn't even get anything done in those 2 farms. So I'm going to ring the bell so that everybody resets their tasks, puts on woolen clothes, which we have plenty of. We have 281 woolen cloth for 230 population, so we have quite a bit of excess. And this is a blizzard year, so what we need to do is we'll have to ensure that we continuously ring the alarm bell so that people who have, say, started moving out right now to do whatever task, and they're halfway to their task, and then I ring the bell, then they're going to do another check on their vital statistics and they're going to come back based on that particular requirement that they have. And based on what I find on the internet, it's always water, so they have to drink, then they have to eat, and then they will have to take temperature control. So if they are too cold, they will go into the buildings to take to warm up, unless you of course take them, box them in and make them run back into the houses. So always make sure you see, have a look at people who are with that red icon over their head and making sure that they are able to run back in. So here we can see that fruit has begun to decay because they don't last as much in these ordinary granaries, and we don't have access to straggle granaries. So we will have 65 fruit which is going to just decay on us. So us reducing these fruit trees that we cut off in the far bank to put down these flex farms is not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea because we have excess of fruit which is getting rotten. So essentially those are extra work that we are doing that is not serving us any purpose. Let's go in. We have somebody who is building leather armor in the armorer. So let's go and have a look at that. While we continuously get pepper fired by this notification that fruit has decayed, while we watch 45 of our fruit sitting and decaying. Some of our cattle is going to die because this is a blizzard year, and therefore our people are quite busy trying to take care of themselves, and the animals also lose temperature quite quickly, and therefore they die off much faster before we can supply them with all the straw or grain that they require to eat. Animals always eat straw first, and then once you run out of straw they are given grain, but the AI is pretty stupid. They do giving, I think, 75% of grain, and they also give straw first initially, and they also sometimes just give grain. Whichever is nearer they just pick up and give. That's why we have placed granaries right next to these stables, so that we can give them this straw and grain that they require. We have also placed these haystacks very nearby so that they don't have to walk. Now we have got a first rolling megalith build, so very beautiful construction, and that is going to now get rolled back into our city, and we are going to make the first men here. So the first obelisk, I really like this obelisk. It's tall, it's proud, which is going to be built in your honor. Winter is over. We didn't lose that many people to hypothermia, even though it was blizzard year. So I think 3 years now we will have no blizzards, which will allow us to get quite a lot of things done. Let's observe this farming, this industrial level farming that we have built up. Now, so one of our carts are near to breaking. Carts continuously lose durability whether they are hitched onto some animal or not. So that's why you want to always build up as many carts you have of adult donkeys and horses. So we're going to build up to 40. So I'm going to increase the limit so that fresh carts are made, and that can replace these older carts which are going to break in the coming seasons. So we are harvesting in full go. We have quite a lot of plows. I'm going to increase the priority on this barley. So this is beautiful that we don't have any raids coming in this season, because we had the raids come in the winter. Let's go and have a look at this stables. These are stone stables. So the first stone stables are going up. Stone stables are going to give additional warmth to our animals, and of course they are going to have a larger limit of animals which they can house during the winter season. They can harvest, they can hold 15 animals, and we have got, I believe, 20 stables in the Ozymandian Kingdom. So we can have a capacity of 300 animals that we can keep. 300 the heads of cattle. That is how rich we are. There in the background you can see the first man sculpture being filled up with food, with meat. We are not going to fish, therefore it's going to be covered with meat. We have plenty of animals. We have 50 goats and 50 sheep. 20 sheep and 50 pigs, which is enough to ensure that we continue getting a lot of food in terms of meat for our city. A trader comes in, let's buy a few things. 57, yeah, that's nothing. We can buy hundreds of units of stuff. Also, I'm going to start getting rid of these normal bows, because this is the last age where they actually have value of 15, and in subsequent ages they are going to become value of 1, so essentially worthless. Here comes the men here. We have a team of 4 people who are pulling. They are hungry, so I don't think they will be sitting on their job very long. 3 of them are hungry. One of them leaves to go and eat, and the building is quite near to the first man, so we are very close. However, let's see. Yeah, so they abandon, and here we have Steven. Steven comes in. Steven is pulling. Steven, come on, let's go. Let's go, Steven. Steven is trying to pull a 500 kilo menhir on his rolling megalith alone, and we have Brunhilde who has come in, white-haired Brunhilde, slayer of dragons, and also we have Kevin who is also helping, and she goes by the pronouns she and her. So let's go. Oops, resume the game, and we have got the first menhir being constructed. This is in your honor for all the subscribers. The first menhir is being constructed in the Ozymandian Kingdom. Clear blue skies. Look at that beautiful sky. Look at that beautiful menhir being constructed. People going by. There we go. First structure, menhir. This is for you guys. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the views. We have 15,000 views for 100 subscribers. That's just phenomenal. Let's continue to build and let's continue to grow. We have a few horses which have come into view, and I do need to have more horses, so might as well go and get them. I'm not going to hunt horses because one, they are very difficult to hunt, and then they run all over the place and take your people on a wild horse chase, and I don't want to get into those. So planting was excellent. We planted everything. And let's watch how the harvest goes, and depending on that I will decide whether I want to keep those very far away 2 farms or not. Let's see how this goes. We have a excess of 20 housing, so I can deconstruct a few huts and build a few more roundhouses. So this is the summer season, so I do expect raids to come in, maybe. So I always go to the primal vision and have a look around, because the sooner you spot the raids coming in, the longer you have to actually do work. And if you think that everybody is very far away, you want to press the bell, or if you have spotted them from very far away, you want to continue working till they are quite close, and then you ring the bell, because we have excellent defenses at this point, which is going to ensure that nobody goes through. We saw that we had Bronze Age raids which went ahead and completely dominated these raiders. They couldn't even kill a single person. Trader comes in. Let's have a look what he or she has got. So Aman, the trader, has bought in quite a lot of nice metallurgy things. So let's go and get those things. 158 again is no problem for us. We can just easily buy up all of these. Whatever just comes, we can just go and get. As you can see, we have all the texts researched in the Bronze Age. So, and we have a 141 knowledge points built up. For going to the Iron Age, you want to have at least 138 knowledge points built up. Here I'm going to do a little bit of role play. So here we're going to set up a wedding ceremony. So I built a very small statue, that's the female. Then we have a bigger statue facing the female, which is a little larger, which is the male. And then we have another statue, which is the tallest one, which is the priest. And so there is the male and female statue getting married in front of this menhir which we have built, which is being ordained by the priest, which is facing both of them. So these two stone statues are going to take their vows, and they are going to stay together for all of eternity. And this is a little bit of role play that I have when I build the Ozymandian Kingdom, that we're going to bring this male and female in holy matrimony, brought in by this ancient shaman, swearing oath of loyalty in front of this menhir. A little bit of fun. Let's cut off these extraneous trees because, logs for the win. Always check your work area. So here you can see this work area needs to get moved all the way to the back. I'm just deciding which one I want to put them in. Yeah, this very nice clump of trees all the way at the end. This is the one that I'm going to go for. Let's check another one. Yeah, so this one needs to get moved a little bit to the back because most of the trees in the front have already gotten chopped. You want to make sure the maximum number of trees are within the purview of the circumference. This one also needs to go to move towards the back. There we go. Look at this beautiful planted plantation that we have. We have clear fields where we are growing tremendous amounts of crops for our burgeoning population. We are also having a raider attack come in. So they are coming in. I like this side. I like this. Me like this. So we're going to close off. So check out the rationale. We're going to close off this door as soon as one of these adults which are running in gets in, and I want to close him after he gets in. So he's in. Let's go close this one. This is the nearest point of approach. Then I want to close these two because I want them to flank and move and spread out and not clump up, and these ones. And the other ones are pretty far away, so they would be running for a very long time while getting shot at from our platforms. So I have the primal eye selected, so let's deselect. Let's go and watch this old woman, Aharon, who is she has got leather armor on. This is the first time we are having our boys and girls with leather armor on, and they are firing beautiful copper and bronze spears. One of our towers got broken, so our people who had bows and arrows, they are now going to take up positions from the broken tower to the platform which is nearby. So we lost one person, Bhanok, who has gotten hit, and we have dominated this raid. So let's just open up all the doors. I don't think any of the doors got broken. No, they didn't. We still have the raid continuing. So I'm going to press the alarm bell once more. This is the summer season, so I really don't care. I don't have any work to do other than kill these two raiders. Look at them. They have this leather armor on. One of them has a leather armor, other is in a cotton shirt. Leather armor goes down, cotton shirt is coming under fire. He's firing a bronze, a copper spear. He has no chance, and there we go. We got him. We got him. Few of our towers are a bit damaged, so let's rebuild the tower which got broken down, which is going to bring up our defenses back to scratch again. We have 85% workload, not much, We still haven't broken down any of the megaliths. So the megaliths first are initial pieces of stone which need to be broken down, and then they require 3 wood and 3 leather to secure them and make a rolling megalith, which is then going to come down and be brought down and pulled from point A to inside the Ozymandian Kingdom, where we shall build these beautiful buildings for all of posterity. So here goes, we have 70 sickles. Previously we had 59 sickles, and in the episode before we had gotten continuously harassed by our low number of harvesting items. However, we have plenty of harvesting tools right now, and we are now going to increase our tools because we have plenty of time. We are going to increase the number of tools. Everything is going to be made 100%. Initially, I lower them down to 20% except for harvesting tools because I need to always get the harvest, and of course we don't have enough time in the beginning to build up a very large excess of tools. So it's very, very important that you do it very late stage, preferably in the Bronze Age or in the Iron Age. Iron Age is actually the best. We have got a lot of copper being brought in because we have increased the number of copper mines. So we are going to buy up some bronze, some tin. I won't buy any bronze tools because I have plenty. I would rather do it by just constructing it myself. Wolf attack, bear attack, don't care about it. Here goes our harvesting. Let's see how much progress they do with the flex farms. I have them already on the job. Here they go, trying to pick up all this harvesting that we're doing. And those last 2 farms I think I'm going to get rid of because it's much higher priority that I get this flex in, because I do require compound bows. I do require a lot of plows because plows will break. We have only built a single set of plows since we had them 2 episodes back, so then they are also on the verge of breaking. So no point planting these extra farms which I can't even touch. 10% or less of the harvesting season is left and I have still not touched them. Yeah, let's get rid of them. Yeah, we couldn't even harvest any of them. Let's slow down the game. Let's get rid of that. We are going to also get rid of these flex farms because they were not perfect 5x5s and I want perfect 5x5s. Let's go break them down. We have a clear area now because we have picked up that little bit of flint. We have chopped off all the trees that we had over here. So we would be able to build up a beautiful 5x5s. Let's always reset the tasks because it's winter season. We want them to come back and pick up all the woolen outfits, which would lower their chance of getting hypothermia. Some places are undulated, so you can't build farms in them. Let's increase the priority on the flex. And let's put up fruit farms, fruit trees wherever there is a gap, so that we are not compromising that much on food. We have quite a nice amount of food and it's growing every year, as you can see on the graph. So we are doing quite well. We have an excess. We have 880-ish food for a population of 240, so we are close to 1 to 3. Yeah, and that's fine, that's ideal. We used to get 1 to 5 ratio, but that was a bit of overkill. But we had that ratio because I had to attract a lot of migrants. We are going to continue to move our rock collection. There is one pile of rocks which blocks off one door, so I'm going to ensure that that rock pile does not get hewn into, because what that would do is it would make me have to build another set of doors, which is fine because I can I have enough material. However, what that would do is bring in another additional level of weakness, so that's what I don't want to do. I'm going to keep that stone patch over there so that although it's very near to our settlement, we can have one set of doors protected by the Gaia, by the game itself. Trader comes in. We are going to buy some things. Let's try to get rid of all these extra bones and bows and things, whatever we need to get rid of it in this season. This is the last session where we would get value for a lot of items. I prefer not to give away the dry skins, because then what it does is that I have only 5 dry skins, and if I get rid of them, then they would have to go in and take some raw skin and make dry skin. And that's no good, because yeah, that's just extra work which doesn't do anything, because I don't need dry skins anymore. I won't be building totems because I want to transition into flags in the next age. When I will have iron, I want to actually go and build flags, which give me a higher amount of morale recovery for lesser resources, because I have only 1 iron, 1 stick and 1 linen, rather than 4 bones, 2 dry skins, 1 or 2 branches and 2 logs to build 1 totem pole, which is a lot of work. And of course it takes away logs, which is I find very precious. We are population capped again, but it's fine. We are at 247 people. 300 is the limit, so we have already reached 250 ish people that we need when we hit the Iron Age. So we are doing quite phenomenal in terms of attracting migrants. So that's what we went ahead and did in the previous years, that we made sure that we have the optimal number of migrants coming in. And in this age, if we get lesser migrants because we don't have housing space, we're still fine. Let's see how the planting season goes. I don't expect a raid in this season because we had one come in the summer, so we should get another in the summer of this year. Our first man is completely filled with food being dried. Let's go and have a look. This is the head of the first man, and the other side is the tail of the first man. So look at that beautiful meat being dried. Let's go and have a look from the other end, the tail end of the first man. It's always very difficult because it's a flat trajectory. And let's zoom out. And look at that beautiful amount of meat being dried. And all of the meat dryers are being used because we have enough animals, and that is going to ensure that all of these food dryers are going to be continuously used and not clog up our work loads. We have 130% workload in the planting season. I'm going to be a bit tyrannical, and I'm going to put in orders for additional leather armor because that protects my people quite a lot, and I want to be very benevolent to them, except for workloads which are going to be quite high. A lot of tools are going to be made, so I'm going to prioritize all of these metalsmiths because I do require all of these things to be done in this age. Great. A bunch of aurochs have spawned very close to my work area. I'm trying to desperately click this, but yeah, getting these guys are very, very difficult. I'm going to reset tasks and pick up the baby aurochs first, with children preferred, or whoever is nearer preferred to pick up these calves, and then we're going to hunt down this host of adult aurochs, because yeah, this is a chance which I don't want to give away very easily. As you can see, I'm struggling a little bit with trying to catch these calves, and these bit hard because they really move very randomly. These aurochs, it's very important that we get them out, kill or capture them to the last animal, so that we can get a fresh batch of them spawn somewhere else. We did all of the farming, all the planting. I'm going to reduce the number of fruit trees, fruit to be collected in this particular season to 0. The reason for that is we have got a lot of work to be done. We have got additional amount of tools, and that's quite a lot of tools that we have to build. Close to 100-ish tools, and we have 30 axes and 30 picks. So we have close to 100 axes and 100 picks that we have to grind in these coming ages. We have plenty of food. We have a 3-to-1 ratio, so there is no point getting more fruit, which will also go and sit and rot. Last time we had 65 fruit to rot, which is also all useless. We are going to give away most of the items that we can give away in this age, preferring to give away bronze swords and bronze spears. 513 units of barter, which we get done very, very quickly. That is how good our purchasing power is. Excellent purchasing power, which is going to ensure that we go and buy up whatever we need. So this is the priest statue. Let's go in and have a look at this being constructed. We have got 4 megaliths which are very close by. So therefore we are going to build up 1 menhir and 3 statues because we have the text for it, and let's just earn those knowledge points. We have already hit the knowledge points that we require, 138. That's a bare minimum. Anything above that before you enter the Iron Age is just extra good to have, but 138 is the number that you want to ensure that you do have before you go to the Iron Age. I will explain why that number is in a subsequent episode. We don't need to think about it now. So the priest is here. The man is there. Now we are waiting for the woman to come and join this beautiful marriage ceremony that we are going to do. People are praying, and a beautiful view of the Ozymandian Kingdom being built up. Our stone stables are being built, so we have got enough animals. Here I'm going to give in an order for some warehouses to be built, so that these Gaia trees can grow through these warehouses, and then it looks really nice. We have hit the number of bronze that we want to build, So here I'm going to improve the Weavers District. This is going to be the final iteration of the Weavers District. We have continued to build up and improve our Weavers District. So the central line of Weavers and warehouses we are going to deconstruct, and 2 of those furnaces because I don't need them. And I'm going to build a very nice Weavers District, which is going to be the very final iteration of it. Some horses have spawned very nearby, so I'm going to send this thirsty dude Gorna after this one horse. And we have 2 horses quite nearby, 2 foals very nearby. Let's try to capture these 2. I don't try to give orders for them to be captured. I prefer to individually click them, then that task is just done, out of the way, on to the next task. So we failed to capture one foal, so let's try to, some are really difficult to capture. They are real free spirits. So let's send out Ahmad to try and capture this little foal who has strayed into our territory, and that would capture all of the foals of this herd, and we don't need to worry about killing of the adults. They are just going to disappear in 2 or 3 seasons, and we'll get a fresh herd. Yeah, continue game. So this is a bit worrisome. My summer is almost over and I didn't get a raid, which I don't like, because we had the raid in the summer and we were hoping that we get it in the summer. I really hope we don't get the raid in the harvesting season, so the next season. I really hope we can tide over to the winter. Okay, check out, this is how we are going to build the advanced Weavers District. We are going to put in 2 metal smiths in the place of those 2 furnaces, and they're going to face each other. They can't face outward because then we have something else to be built. So one of the foals didn't get captured. Let's try to go and get that. Yeah, this is so troublesome. Let's go and get that. Trader is in. I'm a bit worried in this season because I don't want the raid to hit, essentially, really. Let's buy up copper because 101 is absolutely no problem for us. No problem at all. I can give off a little bit of an excess. There we go. Yeah, I'll explain the final of the Weavers District later on. This is the female statue, which is a bit far away, which is still getting pulled. I believe in the next episode we'll have the wedding scene completed, so check that one out. This episode was mainly for you guys, for the 100 subscribers that we are about to hit, and for all the views and the 750 plus hours that people have watched this channel, which I'm very grateful for. Summer season is over. We are at 48%. That means that we are building up all those tools very efficiently, and we have got 6 metalsmiths currently, and we are going to build 2 more, putting up 8 metalsmiths with 50-ish bronze, so they are going to build up things very fast. Let's go and watch the harvest. This is the maximum level of harvest that we're going to do. And we have people already out in the fields. I am switching to the primal eye because I'm really keeping an eye out for raids coming in. A bunch of deer ran. That foal has still not been captured. Really, this is egregious. Go get it. Yes, finally got it. Let's look at the farming. We had a bunch of deer run around, and there is an achievement called Deer Hunter, where you have to hunt 100 deer, and we have somebody on the subreddit of Dawn of Man called Old Man Boy Gaming. Old Man Gaming Boy, who went ahead and did that achievement. It's a 4-hour video. Oh man, that was, so I really said that the only person who suffered more than the deer was him, trying to get these 100 deer, because yeah, you can get 5-6 deer at a time, and then it's a really painful achievement to get something that I haven't even gotten, because I don't find it very interesting thing to do. I don't get anything out of it, rather than just switching to Primal Eye, going out and getting it. But he decided to get it, and yeah, all power to him. Fantastic. We have 40 carts. We're going to increase the number of carts because we have also increased the number of animals who can pull carts. And we got quite a lot of flex in this year. So we are going to increase the number of compound bows so that we are better prepared for raids. My thinking is that in the coming raid is going to be a Iron Age raid. So I'm not sure, but let's see what comes at us. Farming is really fantastic. Look at that. We got all of it. With 10% of the age still to go. Here I'm going to build up a very large bridges, and the way I do it is that I make a V shape so that I cover more area, and rather than make straight lines, and they are able to go to pressure points very quickly. So check this, this bridge really brings me from this particular grain farm all the way to in front of the flex farm. So we very quickly move across the river rather than swim it. And one thing that you want to do is you want to look at where people are swimming. And if you see them swimming in a particular place, then that is where you want to build them a bridge, because they do go in preferred paths. So if they are swimming that path, that means that they actually wish to use that path. That is the shortest path to some task. We have a blizzard coming in. So we had 2 years where we didn't have blizzards. Let's see. I have already pressed the alarm bell, making sure that they come back and change into warmer clothes, and of course not die of hypothermia, which they are very prone to do. I'm going to give some more houses to be made into round houses, which is going to pop cap us again, but I don't care. We are near to 250 people, which is just fantastic. Trader is here. Let's buy stuff. 108, no sweat off our back. Let's get rid of these 2 copper axes, which were their legacy from the previous age. Always give away low value items before you give away higher value items, because you would not have to. You don't want to construct those. Blizzard years, always make sure that you go in and ring the alarm bell again and again. Let's put in these grave sites, which are right next to this beautiful scene of marriage. Let's bring in renewal, let's bring in life, and juxtapose it to death. Both of these things which are essential in our lives, let's put them together in this beautiful fashion. Let us give in some orders for these new metalsmiths that we built, and let's build up the final version of the Weavers District. So the way we are going to do it is that we are going to put in one warehouse which has got its exit in between these 2 metalsmiths. That's why the metalsmiths have to face each other. They cannot face away. One of them can face away, the other one can't. Then we put weaver. Then we put another storage facility, turn it around so that we utilize the square that has to be left empty, and then the final weaver right there, tucked all the way in the middle, with some empty space in which we are going to put in some totems so they can come and pray. These are going to be replaced by flags, and these are going to be the standards which are going to be built with linen, and they are going to be the standards of the Ozymandian Kingdom. So the weavers district are going to make the linen, which is going to go as a showcase onto these flags, which people will come and admire from very, very far away, ensuring that we get all of these migrants. So as promised, whatever I had promised in the opening episodes, that is exactly what we're going to do. And in Attila, for example, I promised that in the very first episode itself that we are going to build a triumphal arch. So you can bet that all those of you who watch my videos, who have subscribed, that whatever promises that I have made, we are going to essentially make sure that they get followed. We have Arza, who's very close to dying, so I don't know if she is going to make it. She went into the to the hut with food, so I hope she can eat food and survive. Copper mines are slowly going to go out, so we are mining a lot of copper because we are building a lot of bronze because we have increased our tool capacity. Horses, let's buy iron ore, let's buy logs, let's buy grain and food and all these bronze items. Value of 423, don't care about it. Let's just quickly sell off everything in terms that we discussed. One more bone, there we go. Winter is also almost out, so then my worry is just multiply a lot. I think the raid is going to come in the planting season, which is really not ideal, and I think it's going to be an Iron Age raid, because once you are about to hit the Iron Age, they give you a little bit of additional time between raids. Let's see what we get. This is our grave sites which are being built right next to the marriage scene. There are few empty spaces over here, so if you want, you can go in and plant a few flags in and around this space, beautifying it even further. So that we'll do once we hit the capability of making these items. I'm going to get rid of these totem poles because I don't have dry skins and I want to have flags just as I discussed. We have Mr. Bear very nearby, so let's go and hunt this bear with extreme prejudice, because there is no point him distracting us, and we are not going to harvest it because we don't need the food and the bones, etc. We ran out of carts, so that is how the game really blindsides you. We ran out of plows, so I'm going to quickly go and build up a lot of plowshares, because a lot of them, we had 30 last time I checked, and they just went to 5 because the game really pulls a fast one on you. And I'm going to go in, give orders for plows to be built, and I'm going to take out all of these compound bows to be built because I have 45 flax, so that's a limited amount, and I want to prioritize my plows to be built. Plows, as we discussed in the previous episodes, are really going to make your life much easier. So in this episode, it's a bit hard that we are building up a lot of tools and we have to do manual planting, which will really screw up a lot of things. That's why our workload also shot up. Okay, we are going to persevere. We're going to persevere. We're going to slowly build up our roundhouses. We have 241 population, down from 248 because we had that little blizzard. Few people died of hypothermia and also of old age. Somebody died of starvation, makes no sense. Well, I rang the bell enough, and so the AI is going to do stupid things. Bridges are getting thrown up, that's nice, which is going to make this movement across this river very easy. Here comes the raid, and that will be it for this episode. Hope to see you guys for the next one. I don't see any oval shield, so I think we are still having a Bronze Age raid. This has been the Strategic Indian, signing out.